Hi, everybody. So I'm celebrating 10 years in business for myself today, which is an amazing milestone. I definitely wasn't sure if I would get here when I started back then, but I'm really glad that I hung on. And if you're an entrepreneur watching this, if you're not sure if your business is going to work, as I was advised by the many great coaches that I engaged with along the way, just keep going. That's almost half the battle is just keep going because you're more valuable than you think you are and you have more momentum at your back even when you feel like you don't know what you're doing. And I didn't know what to call my business when I started 10 years ago. It felt like all the good names were taken, so I just used my own name. I have since gotten married, so my name has changed, but the company's name has not yet. I think I'll be rebranding in the near future, so stay tuned for that. I've also had 3 children that I did not have when I started this journey. And to be honest, being in business for myself has been a great preparation for being a parent. It's a humbling journey. It's unpredictable, but it's extremely rewarding. And I am just really happy and grateful for all of the opportunities that I've had along the way. And I thought I would share with you a few things I've learned from 10 years in business for myself. The first one is that change is hard. It is hard for everyone. And I have been able to really provide value to a lot of clients along the way, whether it's individuals or organizations, just by helping them get their heads around change and what change they want and where they're at now and how they're feeling about that intervening process that's, between them and this happy other side, this vision that they want to step into. There's a lot sometimes that gets in the way and that blocks that forward progress from happening. Luckily, the obstacles to change are very consistent. They're very predictable. And I've learned some things about how to help people move forward through them. It's both a technical process as well as a very human, emotional, non-logical process. So that's been really fun and interesting. Another thing that I learned on a bit more of a technical note is that innovation, the big sort of sexy thing that everybody talks about and is looking for in their industry and in their company, is closely related to incremental improvement. Those little tweaks, those tiny improvements, 1% here, 5% there, which are the things that I've worked on day after day as a continuous improvement professional. I started in manufacturing, and it was, if we can make this one problem happen 5 or 10% less often, we're going to save X hundreds of thousands of dollars a year because we're high volume. And improving a high volume process even just a little bit leads to large gains. And it might seem like that has nothing to do with a big step change, changing a business model or launching a new industry or launching a new product. But the truth is that those small changes and those big changes, they all sort of behave in the same way. And companies can learn about this, as I did, through a methodology called the 4 different types of problems. So I found that really interesting and rewarding to help my clients realize as well. Another thing I learned is that things don't have to be difficult to be worthwhile. In fact, a lot of the time, the things that come easily to you, your strengths, those things that your profile, your sort of genius, your essence is all about, those are very valuable. And they're the things that paradoxically you as a person will take for granted. So be on the lookout for those things that just make you light up and, that bring you a lot of flow, that moment when you're sort of working and you're just in this really beautiful focused place and an hour's gone by. I know I tend to downplay the things that I can do in that space, but they are the things that have honestly brought the most value to my clients. And I know everybody is like this. This is not unique to me. The last thing I want to share is that you don't have to look the part to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to be dealing in the millions of dollars or have, big investor capital behind you. I've been a bootstrap entrepreneur since day one, and I've seen some really great write-ups coming out talking about how more and more entrepreneurs are just regular people who want to be a bit more in charge of their schedule and who are willing to take on a bit of risk. I mean, sometimes I think we're conditioned to think like employees all our lives, and so we don't want to take on anything outside of that because it feels quote unquote too risky. As you know, with unexpected conditions coming up or changes in marketplace, a lot of us don't have that kind of job security that we wish that we did as employees. So maybe we trade the illusion of security for the illusion of control as entrepreneurs. But for me, it's a trade that's been 100% worthwhile. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. To the many coaches that have helped me and convinced me that I needed to keep going, I owe you an immeasurable amount of gratitude. And thanks to all the wonderful people that I've met along the way, my entrepreneurial peers. I really value you, and I look forward to what we can do together in the next 10 years. Thanks, everybody.